Welcome. Here we go. It's another great show. Your saltwater guide, Captain Dave Hansen, coming to you live, ready to go. Apple Podcast and Spotify. You're getting it when you're getting it. Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and Instagram. You guys are getting it live every day. Live every single day, Monday through Friday, we do this show. And today is going to be a good one. One of the most controversial subjects we ever talk about. Every time we talk about this, we get millions of views and hundreds of thousands of comments. So hang on. I know we're going to piss off some people. We're going to hurt some feelings today. So get ready. It's going to be a good one. Tell your buddies, tell your friends, share this with everybody. This one's a good one. Talking to the guys on the bait barge yesterday, they love this one. But first of all, let's talk about BAJA Jerky. Today's show is sponsored by BAJA Jerky. You guys, I have fallen in love with the new beef sticks they make, the street taco, these gluten-free, 1 gram of total sugar, BAJA Jerky sticks. These things are unbelievable. The street taco, I don't even know how they do it. I talked to Chris. I talked to Eric. I'm not sure how they do it. They kind of told me a little bit of it, but I'm not a meatologist, so I don't really know how they do it. But they make these things taste just like a street taco, gang. It's incredible. When you bite into it, you can taste the tortilla, you can taste the cilantro, and then you can taste the beef. It's incredible. These sticks are unreal. Just like the bags of jerky, these beef sticks are incredible. And then still, my very most favorite is the sweet orange. I still keep going right back to the sweet orange. And then, Kelly's a salsa fresca. The boat's down here in Cabo, the salsa fresca boat. You can see it driving around. It's going to be fishing in the big Bisbees. So check that out. Go to Baja Cantina. Also, look at the Baja Cantina video on YouTube and across all our social media platforms. Great place to go and have lunch or breakfast. But Baja Jerky, gang, if you want some absolutely the most flavorful protein you can possibly have on your boat, go to BajaJerky.com, order up some Baja Jerky, and then when you're checking out, put in the code YSWG and the number 30, and you'll save 30% on your order of Baja Jerky. You'll get shipped straight to your house. That's BajaJerky.com. Go over there and check it out, BajaJerky.com. All right, gang. Here we go. You're going to want to pay attention. You're going to want to listen to this. Today, I'm going to talk to you about tipping. Woohoo! This one's a hot one. This one always gets a lot of people very, very emotional when we talk about this. I'm going to teach you all how to tip. Gang, you were taught how to tip by your parents if you live in America. When you were a little kid, when you went to a restaurant or a bar, you were already taught how to tip. But what no one's ever been taught is how to tip when they go out on a charter boat or on a sport boat or when they go to the bait barge. That's something that no one was ever taught. But listen, the people that work on charter boats and sport fishing boats, and those of you back east call them cattle boats or head boats or whatever you prefer to call them. Out here on the West Coast, we call them sport boats. Family has quite a few of them. Family's been in the sport boat industry our whole lives. I was born into it. My father was in the sport boat industry since 1947. So I have a little bit of background, a little bit of history, and I have a little bit of knowledge of how this whole tipping thing works. And I want to tell you what we expect. And it's just, I'm sorry for lack of a better word, but it's what we expect. Those of us that work hard in the industry, and those of us that work hard rise right to the top. The guys that work hard in the industry are known up and down the East Coast, West Coast. Everybody that works in the industry is very well known. But here's the disconnect happens when you're your first time out on a sport boat or head boat or charter boat, and you really don't understand how this whole tipping thing works or what the captains and the crews expect. Gang, just to be perfectly honest with you, you say, oh, raise the wages so that they don't have to live off of tips. Gang, you have no idea what it costs to run a charter boat operation or a sport head boat operation. Insurance, cost of goods, cost of fuel, which is the number one thing that we can't get in front of because it's so gnarly, especially in California. Those of you on the West Coast can't even comprehend $7 a gallon for fuel. We just got done with that little episode. Now they're dropped the price a little bit to make us all feel warm and fuzzy inside for what's about to happen in 2 weeks. So we think that, oh, wow. Yeah, but it's still the biggest problem, and the reason why we can't raise the wages up to meet, and it's just the way it is in this industry, gang. It's all about tipping. And I want to help you to understand how the whole tipping thing works and what we expect in the industry. And I'm not begging. I'm just telling you the honest to God truth. You can believe it. You don't have to believe it. I'm just telling you the honest to God truth of how it all works and what it all means and what's expected to you as a patron. When you go to a restaurant or a bar, you have no problem. Before you walk in, you're already thinking 15%. You're already feeling 15%. You know that that person is being taxed on that 15%. So you already know, because this has been shoved down your throat since you were born in the United States of America, that you're going to tip when you go to a restaurant or a bar. Now, let's just say you have the greatest service in the history of the service industry when you go to a restaurant. That waiter or waitress may have spent 7 to 10 minutes with you the whole night total, bringing your food, taking your order, checking, making sure your water's full, making sure that you've got what you need to drink. But if you broke it down to time, 10 minutes would be a phenomenal amount of time for a food server to spend with you. And you have no problem, if it's really good service, tipping them 20%. You have no problem doing that. It's the way we were all raised. We do it every single day. That's just how we do it. A lot of us feel judged when we go to a restaurant or bar by what we tip. It's something inside of us. We already go, oh my God, I got to give them. They were nice. They talked to me. They were cordial. They touched me. Whatever. We give them 20%. Okay. That's just what we do. But when we go out on a boat with the crew, captain, deckhand, cook, the whole thing, we have no idea how to tip. No one ever taught us. Those of you that have been doing it forever and ever and ever in the industry, you probably really don't even know. And I'm going to break it down because of the fact that that's how I made my living for the last 48 years. And that's how my family's made their living since the 40s. And this is how the whole tipping thing works. Every single person that comes on the boat, we believe in our mind that you each have a $20 bill that you're dying to give us. Some of you might have more, some of you might have less, but every single person that comes on the boat, if we carry 100 people, and we do it all the time on the head boats, cattle boats, sport boats, we carry 100 people, we expect, if we give phenomenal service, we're going to be able to get that $20 out of each and every person on the boat, because we believe that's what they brought to tip us. We know that there should be more, but we pretty much feel if there's 100 people on the boat, we should get $20 from each person. Now, listen, if the crew is 5, let's just say 5. Let's just use 5, for example. The captain, second captain, cook, 2 deckhands, 5 people on the boat, on the sport boat. You give them $20. That $20 is going to be split 5 ways. Sometimes the galley person is not included. The galley tips are not split on the deck. The deck tips are not split in the galley. It differs between every boat. I don't know how your boats run. I can only talk about the boats I've been involved in. All tips were split evenly on the boats that I was in charge of. Now, when you get into a galley cook that's hired by the company, and a lot of times the galley tips aren't split with the deck tips, and you can tell right away if the person in the galley is part of the crew on the deck or not by if they participate in the act of fishing once the boat gets stopped. That being said, think about it. Every time you give $1, let's just say the cook's not getting part of the tips. Okay, so let's say 4 people. You give $1, each person gets a quarter. You give $20, each person gets $5. Okay. Now, that captain, deckhand, crew, they've been with you for 20 hours, 30 hours, 40 hours, 50 hours, 60 hours. Your whole trip revolves around how that crew took care of you. Here's the giant disconnect that's going to blow your minds that most people don't understand. You never, ever tip according to what you caught. That doesn't make sense to most of you. Listen, I'm going to break it down like this. Do you think me, who's been fishing for a living for 48 years, do you think I work harder when the fish are biting or when they're not biting? When I have to spend the whole day staring in a pair of gyro stabilizing binoculars and looking at the fish finder and looking at all of the instruments and spending the day moving from spot to spot to spot. Do I work harder then, or do I work harder when I pull up to the first stop in the morning and the fish start raining on the boat and we catch limits and we're on our way home early? Which do you think I work harder? Yep, I work way harder when they're not biting than when they're biting. I can kill fish as good as anybody on the planet Earth when they're biting. It's very, very simple and very easy. And that's how most captains and crews are on the East Coast, West Coast, Central Coast, Mexico, wherever you fish. They're very, very good at catching. Catching is easy. The fishing is the hard part. When we have to spend the whole day fishing to try to get to where the fish are. And look, you can leave all your comments. I don't really care. I'm telling you the honest to God truth. I don't care what you think of tipping. I don't care. I'm just telling you what we expect. You don't want to buy into what we expect? Then don't go. Do us all a favor and don't go on our boats. Don't go on our boats if you don't want to listen to what I'm saying, and don't listen to me. It's pretty easy. Turn it off. Don't listen to me. Don't leave your lame comments. I don't want to read them. I don't want to care about them, and none of us in the industry care. I'm telling you the honest to God truth from somebody who fished for a living for his whole life, bought his houses, cars, sent his kids to school by fishing. We do it because we have the passion inside of us and we love what we do and we get to do what we love on a daily basis. But at the end of the day, we still need to eat. We still need to put our kids in school. We still need to buy our cars. We still need to put gas in them. And we're expecting that you're going to give us a little gratuity at the end of the day. We all expect it. Yes, we absolutely expect it. That's what we expect. Okay? So here's how it works. You paid $200 to go on the boat. That's a pretty round price right now. That's about what's going on for a normal day trip, $200 to $300. Okay. Let's say you tip 20%. You tip $40. We're stoked. We're all happy. If everybody on the boat tipped $40, we would be having a pretty spectacular day, right? Because that's a pretty nice tip. But if you tipped me $40, you get them up and you gave it to the captain. You say, here, Cap, great day. Here's for you and your crew. Here's $40. Okay. There's 4 of us. So we spent 18, 20 hours with you all day. We kicked ass. We killed it. We took care of you. We might not have caught anything, but we made sure you had the day that you needed. You had the day out there on the boat. Your food was phenomenal. The boat was clean. The crew was cordial. They didn't stink. They didn't smoke cigarettes in your mouth all day. They were very, very nice and polite and cool. And the captain was cool. And he invited you up in the wheelhouse and he explained to you what was going on and why they were biting or why they weren't biting. But all those things. And we spent 20 hours or 30 hours or 40 hours with you, and your trip cost $200 and you tipped us $40. That's 20%. Think about that though. You tipped each one of the crew members $10 for the whole day. That's what you tipped us. Okay. I didn't say I was disappointed. I'm happy that you tipped us 20%. But really, when you get down to it and you think about it, do you really think that everybody on the boat tipped 20%? Do you really think that everybody on the boat understands? Do you really think that everybody on the boat felt the same way you did because they didn't catch anything, but they felt like they were taken care of? A lot of people only tip according to what they catch, which is super sad in the industry. It's super sad. We don't get it. Doesn't make sense to us. Breaks our heart, really, because we kill it. We try so hard. Nobody on the boat wants to catch fish more than the captain. And if you go on a boat where you don't feel that way, then don't go on that boat anymore. What are you going on the boat for anyway if you're going on a boat where you don't think the captain cares? That's ridiculous. That is absolutely ridiculous. That is flipping ridiculous. Okay. If you think the captain doesn't want to catch fish, then why in the hell is he doing that for a living? There's no one on the boat that wants to catch fish more than I do when I take you fishing. I want to catch fish more than you ever wanted to in your whole life. I promise you that. I am as passionate about fishing today as I was when I was 14 or when I was 3, the first time I went fishing with my dad. I am super passionate about it, and I want to make sure that you have the very best day you could possibly have. But think about it, gang. You did go on my boat and you did have the time of your life and you didn't catch anything, but you learned a whole bunch and you were taken care of. And then you tipped us 20% of your $200. That's really, in the big picture of things, that's pretty sad. That's pretty sad. But you didn't know because no one ever taught you. And believe me, I've told you 15 times, I don't care about your lame comments that you're leaving. Oh, I don't believe in tipping. Don't go with us. You will not break our heart. You will not break our heart. Don't go. We don't want you on the boat anyway. If you're not going to, we don't even want you there. That'd be like saying, I'm going to the restaurant. I'm not going to tip the waiter or waitress. Don't go to that restaurant. I promise you, the waiter or waitress doesn't want you there. We don't want you on our boat. If you don't believe in tipping, we don't want you on the boat. I don't give a shit who you're talking to. I don't care if you're talking to Mike Pritchard or you're talking to Frank Lopresti or you're talking to me. We don't want you on our boat. If you don't believe in tipping, if you don't believe in what I'm telling you, we don't need you. We got plenty of other people on the boat. We don't need you. If your service sucks and if you didn't get taken care of, don't tip, but don't go back on that boat again, and don't go the next time, and don't judge your shitty trip on the rest of us that kill ourselves every single day to make sure you have the greatest day of your life when you come on our boats. Do not ever compare a bad trip to the rest of us that are killing. There are boats, and you can email me and you can text me and I'll tell you who to go with and who not to go with. And there are those guys that I would never get on the boat with and I would never send any of my friends with or anybody that I know or put my name behind them. There are those people, but for one of those, there's 1,000 really, really, really good ones that really care. So if you have a problem with the word tipping, if that just makes you want to vomit or makes your skin crawl, then don't go. Don't go on a charter boat. Don't go on a head boat. Don't go on a yacht. Don't go. Please do us all a favor in this industry. Do not go. Do not go. Do not go. We don't want your business. We don't need your business. We sure the hell ain't going to enjoy your business, and we're not going to enjoy your shitty attitude, and we're not going to enjoy your negativeness on our boat. We're just not. I don't want you, and nobody that I know personally in the industry wants you on our boats. We don't want you there. We do not need you there. We do not want you there. Okay? Here's how the tipping thing works. Okay? You get on the boat, you have time of your life, you look, okay, there's 5 crew members. Or 4 crew members, tip each of them 20%. Yep, tip each of them. And on the good boats, I'm going to help you. On the good boats I drove, boats most of my friends drive, most captains I know, when you hand the captain a $100 bill, that $100 bill is getting split up evenly between everybody on the boat. That's just the way it is. That's how I was raised. That's how my friends were raised. We split everything. And it's something that you deckhands need to learn. And there's a lot of you that listen to me, and I know that. If you think that passenger handed you $100 and you're getting away with not sharing it with the rest of the crew, believe me, we saw you put it in your pocket. The captain sees everything. If you put that $100 bill in your pocket, they go, "Oh, goddamn, the guy gave me $100." No, he didn't. He gave it to us. He gave it to all of us. And do you think they give me more money or less money than they give you, son? They give me way more than they give you. Do you want me to hang on to all of it? Do you want me to hang on to all the money they handed me? No, you don't. You want me to share it, and I'm going to share it because I believe in you. That's why I hired you. But I hate thieves. And if you're stealing my money, you're not going to work for me very long, and I'm going to catch you. Listen, every dime that's handed over as a tip gets split up evenly between the crew. That's how it is on all good boats, up and down the East Coast, West Coast. And if you're a captain and you're holding on to the tips and you're not splitting them with your crew, you suck. You're a garbage captain. I don't want to know you. I don't want nothing to do with you. You are a garbage captain. If you're stealing your tips from your crew, you suck. You absolutely suck. And you're the worst human on the planet. If you're stealing tips from your crew, the only reason you look good is because you got a good crew. That's all. So if you're stealing tips from your crew, you suck. I told you I was going to hurt a lot of people's feelings today. I don't hold nothing back. I only tell the truth, gang. And this tipping thing is near and dear to my heart. It means tons to me because that's why I work my ass off on a daily basis to make sure you have the best trip you could possibly have. So the next time you think about the boat you're on, think about the cost, think about each and every one of those people. Now, if there's one deckhand that really made your trip horrible, but the other crew members were good, go up and talk to the captain and just let him know, hey, this is what I observed. Still give that 40% because we're going to split it up even. The rest of us don't deserve to suffer because we had one booger eating moron deckhand on the boat that wanted to eat boogers and make you feel like crap all day. We will weed them out. They will not be around very long. I promise you that. All good captains get rid of the garbage crew. We do it. We've done it forever. We don't need the deckhands, and we don't need deckhands that cost us money. We don't need cooks that have a bad attitude and cost us money. The funniest thing I think is the cook that doesn't like to cook, the cook that doesn't want to cook. And I can tell you a couple boats that I know of there's cooks on those boats that don't want to cook. Those cooks are costing you a phenomenal amount of money in the industry. If you got one bad apple on the boat, he's costing you a ton of money. Every one of you crew captains and crew members that allow that garbage to go on your boat, you're just costing yourselves money. If you have a bunch of extra money, then keep that garbage crew member around. But it would never happen on my watch. I'm sorry. Nobody's more important than the people. The people that paid money to come with us, they're the most important thing. The cook is not important to me, and neither are the deckhands. I can go get some more tomorrow. If you got a bad attitude, if you're a cook and you don't want to cook, I don't want you on my boat. Sorry. That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard of. If you don't like cooking, then what the hell are you doing on the boat? And you're going to drip your attitude towards my clients and cost me money? But just let us know, as we want to hear about it. But don't come up there swinging your arms around and yelling and screaming. Come up and be nice and talk quiet and let us know you had a problem with one of the crew members, or you had a problem with the cook. We're not going to react to the very first complaint. That's not how it's done, but we will. We know what we're doing. We'll stack them up. But the next time you go on a boat, think about the price you paid to go and the amount of crew members and tip accordingly. That's all I'm trying to do, is help you to understand, because I know most of you want to be good and you want to be able to tip the proper amount. Those of you that don't believe in tipping, once again, I'm going to tell you, don't go. Just don't go. We don't need you. Your money doesn't matter to us. If you broke it down to minimum wage, or you broke down the wage to the captain, if you said, hey, Skip, you must be making a fortune. If we broke down the hourly wage, most captains in this industry work on an average of 18 hours a day. Yep. And if you're fishing this bluefin the last 7 years, you're working an average of 24 hours a day. Yep. And let's just say top end captain, the very best of the best, getting $350 for the day. You break that down to 24 hours. We don't get off the boat and go take a break and sit down and have a cigarette and have a cup of coffee. We're at work the whole time, 24 hours. So you break down the hourly wage and you start to think about all that. Gang, I'm not asking for any, I'm just letting you know how the whole system works so you can understand it more. Gang, still leave stars on all my videos across Facebook. Leave badges on Instagram. Leave tips on TikTok. Whoever leaves the most, you got a couple more days, you got 2 more days. I'm going to give away $500 to each platform. Go ahead, leave those stars, leave those badges, leave those tips. Apple Podcasts and Spotify, thank you very much. The amount of people jumping on is absolutely amazing. Everybody else, thanks for watching all my videos. Thanks for everything that you do. I knew I was going to piss a lot of you off today. I don't really care. I'm just trying to help you to learn. All right. Thank you very much, everybody. I'll talk to you tomorrow. Have a great day. Be kind to each other. Turn off the news. They're all lying. There's only one person telling you the truth, and that's me.